Welcome everyone to this wonderful venue. We have the umpires walking out with the new ball in their hand. Pace bowler into the attack. The bowler has the new ball. We're all set to go for the first ball of the innings. Well, that is glorious, absolutely glorious, perfect timing. The bowler's got his tail up, terrific bowling that. Carved away through the gap for 4, that is smart batting. That was a fantastic piece of bowling. That's a beauty. The batsman had to play at that one. That was a moral victory for the bowler. Nobody's chasing that. That's going to be a terrific 4. The close-in fielder should be on their toes to ensure that the batsman stays on strike. Shot, that's an excellent cricket shot. He gets 4 for it. That was a fantastic piece of bowling. Shot, lovely shot right from the middle of the bat. Smart bowling according to the field set. Beauty from the bowler, zips past the edge. Tell you what, that previous delivery must be playing in the batsman's head. Oh, that's a beauty of a delivery. The bowler really unlucky to not get an edge on that one. Tell you what, that previous delivery must be playing in the batsman's head. Couldn't time that well as you would have liked. The bowler's got his tail up. Terrific bowling that. That's gone high. Bowler is fired up, looks good to get another scalp. Well, he has to bowl that one again. The close-in fielder should be on their toes to ensure that the batsman stays on strike. Superb delivery, can't do much with that. The batsman should watch the ball closely and get in line at the ball. Oh, that's the beauty of... Well, the captain has decided taking the pace of the ball is a good way to go. Well, that brings us to the end of the power play. Fielding captain can now have more fielders outside the inner circle. Spectacular catch. Perfectly timed his jump and made sure he held on to that. The bowler must try and keep this new batsman on strike and create pressure. Oh, that's found the edge of the bat. Good delivery. Well, the captain has been very smart with his bowling changes. Good shot for a single.
उसको थोड़ा आगे रख सकता है. अगर मारेगा तो then
He's very lucky to get away with that one. That's skillful bowling. That was a moral victory for the bowler. Oh, that's very close. But the umpire says no. Turned away for a single. It'll be interesting to see what pace he'll bowl at. I tell you what, he uses the crease well to play the spinners. That's a beauty. The batsman had to play at that one. That was a moral victory for the bowler. Up in the air. Very well played, just working on the field where the gaps are. That's high in the air. That's an excellent throw. Well, you can sense something is going to happen here. The bowler not allowing the batsman to free his arms. Good bowling, it beats him all, ends up. That was a moral victory for the bowler. Hammered away for four, good placement. Will he take him on again? Let's see. Good shot for a single. That's a good shot from the batsman. Wasn't the best ball though. Very important to keep wickets in hand, because in the death overs they'll have that security. Well placed into the gap, possible too. Oh, he's thrown it wide. Good shot for a single. Bowlers can actually get extra bounce by bowling cutters on this pitch. Confident appeal. Gone. That's terrific bowling. Goes upstairs. Batsman in a spot of bother there.
We're checking for a no ball. Fair delivery. No problem. Reaching outside. Impact in line. Wickets hitting.
Up goes the finger. Excellent bowling. The fielding side is ecstatic after that breakthrough. Impressed by the field sets by the captain is making the batsman play false shots. Well, that is glorious, absolutely glorious, perfect timing. Last ball coming up. That struck beautifully, terrific shot that. End of the first inning won't be long before we resume this thrilling contest. The fielding side looks warmed up and ready to go. Pace bowler into the attack. The bowler has the new ball. We're all set to go for the first ball of the innings. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. The bowler really unlucky to not get an edge on that one. He decided to bowl that from round the wicket. Cracking delivery, almost unplayable. The batsman should watch the ball closely and get in line at the ball. Superb delivery, can't do much with that. Batsman losing his concentration there. That's gone high. Well, it seems like the bowler prefers to bowl from this end. Wow, that is extraordinary. That's a magnificent hit for a six. Pushed in the gap. Batsman will look to get some valuable runs here. Spinner brought into the attack. Bang! That's powerfully struck by the batsman for a maximum. Tell you what, that shot looks even better in the replay. Lovely timing. It's in the gap. They will look for some extra runs here. Short leg in. Expect some short stuff from the bowler. Got him. That's a stunner. Out for a duck. The fielding side is ecstatic after that breakthrough. Couldn't time the ball well enough and picks up the fielder. The bowler's got his tail up. Terrific bowling that. Oh, that's a beauty of a delivery. The bowler really unlucky to not get an edge on that one. The batsman should watch the ball closely and get in line with the ball. Good shot for a single. Spin him back. I think that's a good move. And the batting power play comes to an end. Exceptional. What a catch. Full marks for the catch. The fielding side is ecstatic after that breakthrough. This could well be the catch of the match. Fabulous diving catch. Impressed by the field sets by the captain is making the batsman play false shots. Beautiful shot by the batsman. That's 4 more. A very tight line and length from the bowler. Good placement by the batsman. He should be looking for some runs here. Looks like he couldn't judge the pace of the ball. He's lost this one completely. You need to try and make them work really hard for each run. This kind of a fielding effort is really not going to help them. Very well played, just working on the field where the gaps are. Oh, that's beautifully done by the batsman. Exquisite timing. It looks in good batting form. Oh, that's a good delivery, right on the money. Pace bowler comes back into the attack. Tell you what, that previous delivery must be playing in the batsman's head. Good shot by the batsman. Can they steal a second here? That's an excellent throw. It's a full house here, and what an atmosphere we've had for this match. Now that looks handsome. It certainly is a huge six. Good shot for a single. Well, the captain has been very smart with his bowling changes. He didn't get any timing on that one. Turned away for a single. Looks like he enjoys space on the ball. Looks more confident when there's space on the ball. Very good running between the wickets. Good shot for a single. Very important to keep wickets in hand, because in the death overs, they'll have that security. Turned away for a single. The fitness level of the players today is something else. Wonderful to see them run like that. Beautiful placement. He knows exactly where the fielders are. The crowd is enjoying every bit of this action. That's in the air. Super catch. One of the very best we've seen so far in the tournament. The fielding side is ecstatic after that breakthrough. Perfectly timed jump, followed by an excellent presence of mind. That's a fielder's wicket. That's a beauty. The batsman had to play at that one. Last ball coming up. Very good running between the wickets. This has been an impressive performance. They got just about everything right today. A well-deserved win.